Okay, so we're all pretty used to these incredibly powerful AIs, right? Models that have basically read the entire internet and can whip up poems, write code, you name it. But for all of that incredible knowledge, there's this one huge, fundamental thing they're missing. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now.
So, what is it? What's the one thing that this brilliant mind, with all of that training, all those books and articles, what's the one thing it just plain can't do by itself? It's a really simple question, but the answer changes everything. And there it is, an AI model. It's kind of like a brilliant prisoner trapped in a library. It's read every single book on the shelves, right up until the doors were locked. But it has no way to look out the window and see if it's raining right now. Its knowledge is absolutely massive, but it's frozen in time. So, this limitation creates this fundamental blind spot. The AI is an expert on the past, but it's completely disconnected from the present. Let's break down exactly what that means.
Think about it this way. An LLM can tell you with incredible detail the average temperature in Paris in July, based on decades of historical data. But it has absolutely no way of knowing the temperature in Paris today. It knows what was, not what is, and that's the whole problem.
So, how do we fix this? How do we give that brilliant prisoner in the library a window, or maybe even a key to the front door? Well, the answer is we give it tools.
And the key to unlocking that door is a technology called function calling, or as you'll probably hear it called more and more, tool calling. This is the absolute game changer that lets a language model pause its thinking, reach out to an external program or an API, get live, real-world information, and then come back to finish its answer.
Yeah, this really sums it up perfectly. Instead of just trying to guess or answer from its old static memory, the AI can now recognize when it needs help. It can say, hang on, I don't actually know that. Let me use my special Get Current Weather tool. It's literally like giving that brilliant brain a smartphone with a few trusted apps on it. Now, this might sound like some kind of AI magic, but it's actually a very logical, very structured process. So let's walk through exactly how an AI uses one of these tools to answer a super simple question from start to finish. We're going to use this classic example. What's the weather in Paris? It's the perfect way to see the step-by-step dance that happens between you, the AI model, and that real-world tool. The whole thing really breaks down into these 5 main steps. You can think of it like a conversation. First, you tell the model what tools it has available. Then, when it needs one, it asks to use it. Your app runs the tool, gives the result back to the model, and then, finally, the model gives you a nice human-friendly answer. All right, so let's look at the first part of this whole dance. In step 1, the developer basically tells the model, hey, just so you know, you have a tool called get_weather, and it needs a location. Simple enough. Then, when a user like you asks, what's the weather in Paris? The model doesn't guess. It intelligently responds with a special message, a tool call, that says, hey, I need to run the get_weather tool with the location set to Paris. Okay, now for the second half of the journey. In step 3, your application sees that request from the AI, and it runs the actual code to check a live weather API. It gets back some raw data, something like found temperature 14. Then, in step 4, it sends that one simple fact back to the model. And this is where the magic really happens in the final step. The model takes that raw, nerdy data and translates it into a perfect natural response. It's currently 14 degrees Celsius in Paris. So we've seen how it works for weather, which is pretty cool. But the really mind-blowing thing is that this concept scales up, like way up. This isn't just about simple lookups. It's about connecting AI to basically any digital system you can imagine. I mean, the toolbox you can give an AI can be absolutely massive. A tool could be a simple web search. It could be a code interpreter for doing complex math. It could be a function that connects to your company's private database. It could even be a tool that lets the AI control a computer and perform tasks for you. The possibilities here are just staggering. And this is what unlocks truly powerful, real-world applications. You can ask an AI, show me my recent orders, and it calls your e-commerce store's API. You can tell it, schedule a meeting for tomorrow at 9 a.m., and it actually interacts with your calendar. This is what transforms a simple chatbot into a genuine action-taking assistant.
But here's the thing. For this to work really well, it's not just about how smart the AI is. The quality of the tools we give it is absolutely critical. There's a real art and a science to designing a good toolbox.
For this partnership between us and the machine to work, these best practices are crucial. Your tools need really clear names and descriptions so the AI actually understands what they do. It's almost always better to have a few simple, well-designed functions rather than dozens of confusing ones. For example, a function called cancel order is way clearer to an AI than a generic update order function that does a bunch of different things. So when you boil it all down, the real magic here isn't just the large language model itself. It's us. It's the thoughtful, creative, and clever ways we design the tools that connect that incredible intelligence to the real world and basically give it superpowers. So we've gone from a brilliant mind trapped in a library to an active partner that can actually interact with our world. We're not just talking to our computers anymore. We're giving them a list of things they can do for us. Which leaves us with one really exciting and really important question to think about.